Hi all, welcome to the channel. I'm Mark, this is Mark's Mods, and today we are going to do something a bit different, not too different though. This came in the post the other day, and it is actually for the Proton Packs for the Ecto-1. So I thought, let's get a video out there. So we're going to be building 4, but I'm only going to be building 1 on video because I think it'll become quite repetitive if I've got to do 4 at the same time. So let's get modelling. So let's have a look at the magazine. So we've got obviously a special edition. We've got all the parts listed here, and then we've got the instructions for building the proton packs, and then that's further instructions. But then it actually goes into some detail about the proton packs and some early imagery there, which is fantastic. And then it goes on to about the ones, the neutrona ones. So this is quite interesting. And then finally we've got actually some information about the ghost trap. And we actually are going to be building a ghost trap. I forgot to mention that earlier. So yeah, let's get one of these built. So let me just go back to the instructions, or the destructions, as sometimes you say. So let's get into this packaging. With my craft knife. Now, in this, you have an A and you have a B. Okay? Oh no, sorry, you have 2 A's. Alright? Now, looking at this, it only looks like it's actually going to make 2 proton packs. So I'm wondering whether they are actually stripping this down into maybe 2 special editions. I don't know. So, but we're going to build one of them today. So we'll get into pack A first of all. I make sure nothing goes everywhere. That will work out fine. And just looking at the screws we've got some HP screws, and we've got some EP screws. So we'll get them opened up first of all, so we're all ready. Put them there. I'm going to need, I think, a bigger screw box for this build, because the one I have is I'm running out of spaces for the slots. So yeah, so we have the HP screws and we have the EP screws out. So let's have a look what it wants us to do first. So it wants us to take this part here, looking just like that, and it wants us to take this part here. And what it wants us to do is it wants us to slot it in to this bit here. So let's do that now. Now there is a little notch on this, so it could only go one way. So let's do that now. And that slots in. Then it wants us to turn it round and screw it in with a HP screw. So I'm going to use my wearer screwdriver for this because I think it's going to be a little bit fiddly. It just wants us to put it in the screw hole down here, like so. And then it wants us next to get this part here, and let's have a look, and we've got another part here. Wants us to get them parts and basically slot it in like so, and then it wants us to screw that in with an EP screw. So let's get an EP screw and let's screw that in. Now the hardest bit I think on this is going to be actually the pipes. I think they're going to be one of the hardest things to do on this one, but I'm sure we'll find out very soon whether I'm going to need my magnifying glasses or not. And then once you've done that, it then wants you to bring it over, and then it wants you to slot down here where there is a slot, bob that into there, and then attach that with an EP screw. So I'll do that. I'm just going to get them started off because I'm going to have to do this by hand because I don't want anything breaking on this. So let's do that, and then let's screw them in. Nice and tight, but not too tight. Screw this one in. And nice and tight, but not too tight. Okay, so that's that for now. So we'll just put that aside. The next thing it wants us to get is this tiny little detail here. And it wants us to get then, let me see if I can see this. Right. Let's see. I don't know if this is either this bit here or another bit. Let's have a look. It says S1Q, so let's have a look what S1Q is. S1Q. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, I can see it. I think what I might need next bit is my set of tweezers to get some of these parts out and probably put them in. So I'll get my tweezers. So it wants this part here, and then it wants us to put it in this side here. Yep. Okay, so we'll do that. And it's a bit tough to get in, but I'm sure it will go in. And that's just gone in. It's a very tight fit, I must admit. Okay, so then it wants us to put the part into here. Yeah, it can only go one way. And what it's actually asking us to do is we need to put that in, and we need to put a HP screw underneath. So before I put that in, I'm going to put a HP screw on it. So let's get with a HP down there. And then it wants us to bob it into this hole, if it'll go in. It's a little bit tricky. Try again. Don't want to break any of this. Right, that's in. And that's looking like that. Shall we have a look at that on the close-up camera so we can see them pipes? Hold on. And that's what it's looking like on a close-up camera. So you can see that's gone in down there, and then that wire's trailing up to the top to go into there. You can also see this part here as well, which we screwed in. So right, let's get back to the build. Okay, next thing it wants us to do is it wants us to get this part here, which is part of the Proton Pack gun, I would say. And then it wants us to get this part here. Now just looking at this, it wants us to put this in. Let's just see. So we turn it upside down, and it wants us to put it in, I believe, to there. Let's just try that the other way around, see if it fits any better. No, it's got to be this way. So let's bob that into place. Okay, and then it wants us to put that in with a HP screw. So let's get a HP screw out and screw that in. And that's that in there. And then it wants us to get this very small part here, and then that wants to go in a hole down here like so. Now that's quite a bit loose, so I think I'm going to put a dab of glue on that one. So I think that is quite, that's going to come loose and come off. So let me get a cocktail and let me put some of this glue into one of the empty things on the pack. That's it. And lost a cocktail stick now. Let's just get some glue on there. So that's nicely in. And then we'll put that bit in, and then we don't risk it coming out. I'm just going to hold that down so it stays in position. And then this glue's pretty fast for drying, so it shouldn't take long, and no, it hasn't. Okay, so the next thing it wants us to do is get S1P. So let me just bob that over there. And I'm just going to go back to the parts list just to find out what S1P is. So S1P is S1F, S1L, S1M. S1P is a black wire, and I think it's a small black wire. Yes, it is. So it's this wire here. Okay. Now, in the instructions, it's advised to put these in to get a cocktail stick. So, where's my cocktail sticks gone? Ah, there they are. And basically, put a cocktail stick into the end bit a bit, so it's easier to slip onto the proton pack. So we'll just do that. So we'll do that side. Do that side. Let me just go back to the instructions. So it wants us to get this bit here, and it wants us to fit it onto the top here. And that's going on nice. And then twist it round to put it into there like so. Let's have a look at that on the close-up. And that there is what it looks like on the close-up camera. So you can see the pipe going from that point there and then down into there like so. Right, okay, so this is where next it could get tricky. So it wants us now to put 3 tubes in. So I'm going to go first with what it says is S1K. And S1K is a longer red wire, and that wants us to put that sort of little thing here. But I'm going to use my cocktail stick to open this up so it's easier to get on. So that's now a bit wider. And that's now a bit wider, and we're going to bob it into the top of the proton pack. Which is a little bit fiddly. And let's just try and open that out a bit more again. It certainly didn't go on it as easy as it did on the gun part. Come on. Right, I think I'm going to have to use my tweezers for this, just to give myself a little bit of extra in because the pipe is actually wanting to bend. Let's just go a bit further down if we can. Fiddly, very, very fiddly. Nope, that's not wanting to go on. Let's just try widening it a bit more. I don't want to widen it to the point that it breaks, because it does, as warned you in this, that it could break with the cocktail stick method. Let me try that again by hand. See, I can sort of get it over the top. Right, I have that on now. That was very fiddly, so I just came off camera for a little bit. It certainly did take quite a few attempts to do that. So now it wants us to stick it down onto the actual thing. I'm just dreading that this is going to be exactly the same like before, but let's have a go. It certainly is not the easiest thing to do. Let's try and get the pipe. It's also trying to see. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a screamer, I think, because these are very, very hard to get in. Very hard. Right, that's in. Yeah, that was not easy. And then it wants us to actually then get another red pipe and put this in. Let's have a look. So this one is going to be going down in there again. So I'm going to use the cocktail stick method again. So the idea is to get this pipe as wide as you can and then quickly take it off the cocktail stick and try and get it onto the pipe before it goes back to its normal shape, which is easier said than done. So yeah, so I've left that a while. I'm now going to take it off and then I'm going to quickly nope, that didn't work this time. Right, that is the other piping like that. I'm sorry for doing that off stream, but it was so really difficult. Okay, so the next one it wants us to put in is an S1L. So going back to the parts list, an S1L is a long black one. So let's try and do this one with you guys on stream. So just notice this red one though needs to go behind there like so. So this one has got a bit of a tab on the top to do. So what I've found is get it started and then get the tweezers and let it push it into place, and then this one is to come round and go into here. Okay, truth, that one's going in a lot better and quicker than the others. So, and I think I've just realised I put that into the wrong hole at the top. Oops. So let's get that in. It actually wants it to go into a hole here, but that's gone in straight away because it still had its shape. So that's that so far. Whew! This is testing the modeller's thing. So the next one, is S1M. S1M. Let's go back to the parts and find out what S1M is, and it is the long, double check that, it is the long blue wire tubing, which is this one here. Okay, now this one is wanting to go into the side here. Cocktail stick again. I shouldn't have too many difficulties getting this one on, actually, to tell you the truth. Fingers crossed. He says that and then something will happen. Actually, that's gone on perfectly. And then it wants us to wrap it round, bring it up, and I believe bob it in to where this last one is that I put the last black wire on by mistake, and that's gone on nice. Very, very nice, that one's gone on. So I think, no, right, so the next part is it wants us to get the bit here, and we literally need to bob it in to there, and I believe then we need this part, which is the back. Now this is going to be interesting how this goes in. Right. And that's now in, like so. And then it wants us to secure this in with some HP screws. So let's get our HP screws in. So there's me thinking this would be a nice, easy one to do, and it's turning out to be an absolute nightmare for me. Oh, I've got screws going off all over the place. That one's in there, making sure I'm not breaking anything. Got to be careful. Another HP screw. Now I'm actually looking at this and I've got a funny feeling we're not actually making a trap in this one. I think we're just making the proton pack, because I cannot see any parts for a trap, to tell you the truth. So let's get that in. Let's have a look. Let's go back to the parts list. This one, this. No, so we're actually just building 2 proton packs in this one. We're not building a proton pack and a ghost trap. So yeah, that's very interesting to know. So one of the last things it wants us to do, it wants us to get this part here, and it's to be fixed onto here. The only one way, these 2 notches at the top and then this at the bottom, and it wants that securing in with some HP screws. So let's get some more HP screws on. Let's get this top one in first. It's not going on the screwdriver properly. Right. Okay, and screw that in. Just being careful of all them pipes that are under my hand. Let's get another HP screw in now. This will be the last one. That will go in. I'd be interested to know on this whether it has any straps on it, because if it doesn't, I might mod some straps so it can be like put on the back of one of them. Right, and that is that. So that is now done, as you can see there, quite nice. And then you've got the gun there. I'm just going to try and see where this where the gun would actually go. The gun would actually go on here, but there's actually nothing holding the gun in place. Let me see. No, I can't see anywhere it would be held in place. The only thing there is a bit of a tab at the top. So there's no actual place for this to be held into, which is a little bit strange, but okay. Where's it there? Is that it? The little tab there? No, doesn't say. Right, well, that's that one done. And that's it for this issue. That really did test your skills and patience of a part work modeller, or just modeller. Because them pipes were blooming hard to get in, but once you get the hang of it, it's not as bad as what you think. So yeah, it's just one of them learning curves that we all have to go through, guys. So thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, I beg of you. Hit the like button, and then if you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and of my future videos will nicely pop up on your YouTube. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye. Oops. Yeah, I kind of made a bit of a mistake on doing it. I think I was that stressed out. I missed out a stage, and if I show you here, it was these pipes here, these red and blue pipe here. They needed to go into this part here and then on to the top, and I must have been that stressed out with the pipes, I missed that one. So sorry everybody, I do apologise, and I've amended it now, so don't make the mistake like I have done. Okay, thanks.